Okay.
It smells like
Like a period. Hello, 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 and welcome to I Don't Want to Be a Piece of Shit. I'm your host, Carter Doherty, and look at us, back at it. Solo episode. I'm here, alone. I'm going to ramble to the camera for a little while. It's been a good run on this pod. I'm happy with where we're at. I feel like it's funny, I use the word pod, and whenever I say that, I really mean my life, because the pod is supposed to just kind of be a tracker of where I'm at in life, and I feel like I've been doing a lot of deep diving, a lot of soul searching, a lot of trying to figure out what's the next step in this whole grand plan. I to be honest, I feel like I've been getting beat over the damn head by life. This is the first time in the last year that I feel like I've just thought that my life is hard, like without my own doing. Which maybe that's not true. That isn't really true. I think a lot of it is probably my own doing. I could have avoided these situations that I'm in with steps of not being a piece of shit. I mean, what situations am I in? Just the ones that I've been rambling on about on the pod. I'm financials. The kid doesn't have a job right now. My job was stand up. Okay, I need to. I'm coming in here and I'm about to seem like I'm in a pit of despair, like always. I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. But I guess I gotta give you where I'm at. So I was on the road. I was doing stand up. I was making good money. Things were looking up for me. I keep wanting to say the kid, and I don't know what that habit is, but it's fun. I think it's fun to talk about yourself in third person to other people. It gets the people going. But I was feeling good in life. Money was good. I was just living on the road, traveling all the time. And now, and then it started to the well started to dry up a little bit. The bookings aren't happening as much, and so that means not as much dinero, which means if your job goes away, you gotta go get another one. And so that's where I'm at. I gotta find a job. But first, to find a job, you gotta find a place to live. So I think I'm gonna settle down in a city, and I think I'm gonna settle down here in Chicago, where I am currently. I rented a place for a little bit, and I lived here for 2 years prior. And stand up's fun here, and it's where all my friends are. And it seems, and my friends truly, I feel, are the funniest people I know. And I want to be surrounded by the people that I think are the funniest and the people that I think are doing the best stuff. So I want to be in the mix of that, and I think it's happening here, which if you're a stand-up nerd, most people don't think is the case. But you know what? You know where all the 24-year-old young bucks that are actually original and trying to do their own thing, I think they're here. I think there's going to be something. I don't know. I'm always on my high horse and trying to be cocky about my friends, so maybe I'm delusional and it's a little bit, what's it called? Biased. Bias is the word that I'm looking for. But I'm happy to be in the mix here. I am having a lot of fun. Stand up, like the sets here, they're going so well, and like it feels like my stand up is progressing, even though the bookings and the money is going down. I feel like my ability is going up here, and I'm like, that's all that I really care about. I'd rather work a day job and be feeling like I'm doing my best than feeling like I'm being hacky and making a lot of money. So I think that's a good, what's that called? Cognitive dissonance, where you go like, I wouldn't even want that anyways. So I think that's what I'm doing there, but who cares? Cognitive dissonance, as long as it makes you feel good. Don't take my advice on this pod, by the way. I don't know if I give good advice. So the money's going down, and it felt like that happened at the same time as I've lamented about it. But this city, I'm moving back, but with caution, because god damn are they vicious with the damn parking tickets. They really hit you. I told the saga, but I got a boot on my car because I had a bunch of unpaid parking tickets from when I lived here for 2 years, and I had a total about $500, and I was like freaking out because I was like, you got to pay all your tickets off to get the boot off, but I filed for hardship, and I'm on a payment plan, so I just got to pay $25 for the next 20 months, and I had to pay $150 to get that boot off. But that was a big dip in the piggy bank, I'll tell you what. And then the next, or 2 days later, I come back after some fun shows, and I try to park, and all the roads have street cleaning signs on them, and it takes me about 35 minutes of circling around my own neighborhood to try to find parking, and I park, and I come back out the next morning, and I guess I missed a fucking street cleaning sign because there was a $60 ticket on my car just 2 days after getting that damn boot. And so later that day, I go to hang out at a comedy show, and then I'm walking out with a lady that I had been talking to, and we walk back to my car. And I parked at free parking. I got a ticket for expired tags the same day as the street cleaning sign, and I just pick it up and I fall to my knees and I'm tearing up in front of a damn lady that I'm trying to see. Oh, it's a embarrassing low moment for the kid. I'm gonna keep doing it. And gosh, I wish I had a little bit more zen, more control, because I showed a lot of emotion in front of this lady, and boy, does the story not stop. I started getting some bad gum bleeding because I don't floss. I'm flossing now, but I started getting pretty bad gum bleeding from gingivitis, periodontitis, if you don't take care of it, or I don't know which one's first. I think periodontitis is where the bone starts to recede. But I was just getting gum, and I have a little bit of gum recession too. I'm pissed about it. They don't grow back. It's like your fucking hair, God, which is also going. No, I'm good. I'm doing good. But yeah, I went in for a teeth cleaning, and I'm still on my family's dental, and I was like, I'll get the cleanings while I can. This is a big deal. Gum's bleeding every time I brush my teeth. Or I was eating a banana, and I would look at the banana, and there'd be blood in the banana. That's how sensitive my gums were getting. And I was like, this is not okay. And I couldn't even floss because I couldn't get between the teeth because apparently there was calcified plaque on the teeth, so I couldn't even, because it was all jammed up and gummed up. I do brush. I brush twice a day, but I think I brush too hard, and I really wear down my bristles. And so then once my bristles are all worn down, I think my toothbrush ain't doing as much as it should be doing, even though I'm pressing down so hard. But that's besides the point. I got a gum cleaning, and then they were like, oh boy, you're gonna come back for a deep cleaning. This is looking rough, man. I don't think we'll be able to get it with just this. And so I was like, okay. Scheduled me for a deep cleaning, and so I come back 2 days later, and first of all, they said they were gonna like numb me. I didn't realize that meant they get the big syringe out. Now I have a big needle phobia. Like, it's really bad. Last time I got my blood drawn, I passed out, and that was a whole nother thing. I got my blood drawn at an all LGBT clinic, and I think I told this story already on the pod, but I guess I'll tell it again. I got my an STD test at an all LGBT clinic in Austin, and first of all, everybody that worked there was gay, and I think I kind of got like, I don't want to say I've been in a woman's shoes, but I think this is kind of how women feel, and I'm starting to understand it a little bit. They just pricked my finger, and seeing my blood and them squishing it out, I got like really woozy, and I thought I was gonna vomit. I'm sorry. I'm a little wimp, okay? But I got a little woozy, and they were like, oh, do you think you might pass out with the needle? I'm like, honestly, like, I've never have, but I couldn't imagine. I got really sick from just seeing my own blood with a little finger prick. I might. And so then there was a nurse there that was he was kind of eyeing me down. I could tell, like, just, you can tell. And he was like, oh, here, I'll come in and help. And he was just like, he was a little like, I don't know. It was frustrating because I was like, I didn't want to tell a guy to like, hey, get out of here, man. But because like he was using his job as like, I gotta be around. But I'm like, it was making me like, I don't want you to touch me and stuff because You were giving me looks a bit ago, and I'm just like, I'm in a doctor's office. I don't want to like, even if I was attracted to the guy, it's just like this isn't. I just want to like get the doctor's appointment done. I don't want this feeling right now, and then I'm getting the blood drawn. All that happens, whatever. And the doctor is asking me for like my mailing address to send the results, and I'm telling him a Chicago address, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna be up in Chicago for Market Days." I was like, "What's Market Days?" He's like, "Oh, that's like it's like Pride but on steroids. There's gonna be so much hot cock there." I was like, "Did you just say hot cock in a doctor? You're the doctor in a doctor coat, and you said hot cock to me? It's insane. You just because we both are gay doesn't mean that you just get to be horny in the doctor uniform. I don't think that you. I think in a doctor environment you have to maintain professionalism, and I don't know. I see what I think I understand what a lot of women go through now, where it's just like maybe guys aren't this sexual to women all the time, but I'm just like, that was just so like you can't be at your job and be horny to the clients. It makes you like, even if like the doctor was an attractive guy, like I'm not knocking him or anything. It's just it made me feel like gross to like, but whatever. Why did I talk about that again? I was at the dentist. I don't know, but I came back in for the deep cleaning at the dentist, and oh yeah, I get nauseous with needles. That reminded me of the story of Austin. But I went to the dentist. Sorry, back to the dentist in Chicago, um, and it was I had a black dental hygienist, and this just seems to be a tendency that keeps happening to me. I think because I'm like a younger white guy, I feel like I get this this prejudice. Okay, I don't mean to say it like this, all right? It's just like another example is I was driving there was heavy traffic because there's this air and water show in Chicago where planes fly and people go to the shore to watch it. But there was hella traffic, and there was city employees guiding the traffic. And I was driving. I had my window down. It was actually I was driving Eden Finance, and we both talked about this for a while. But he was in the passenger seat, and I was driving back to his hotel, and I'm stuck in the middle of the lane because the car in front of me stopped, and I slammed on my brakes, and the city official that was guiding the traffic just looks in my window. She was a black lady, and she just goes, "Move, motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Where do you want me to go?" And I guess maybe not prejudice towards me, but I'm just saying I feel as if I were the city official guiding traffic and she was driving her car, and I went, "Move, bitch!" There would be outrage. All right, I'm not saying nothing. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I got pretty mad. I was like, "You don't get to fucking talk to me, you city employee." But okay, back to the dentist's office. I'm finally gonna get to the dentist thing, and she pulled out the needle, and I just went, "Ooh," and she went, "Oh, scared of needles or something?" And I just went, "Yeah, actually, it's like pretty bad." And she just went, "Mm-hmm," and she just pulled my lip up, like without even like no, like, "Oh, it'll be okay." Like, "I'm sorry, I just wish there was a little bit of like, I just wish she was like, "Oh, I'm so," like, just said a song, like, "We gotta do this," but she just went, "Mm-hmm," and just like went to. I don't know. And maybe I'm being a little judgmental because she was black, but I'm just like, well, the other thing is she injected like a bunch of times, okay? She did like 6 shots with this giant ass fucking needle. And then I go back in for a deep cleaning the next day. Oh, yeah, because they only do the right side of the face. So I got to go. I had to schedule another appointment for the next day, and I came back in to get the left side of the face done. And I had like a white lady that was like my mom's age. And another thing that really bummed me out is before she did it, I was like, so my gum bleeding has already gone down significantly. This has really helped. But I'm kind of worried about when I don't have dental insurance in a few years and I might not be able to afford to come in. Is there anything I could ever do at home if my gums got to this point? And she was just like, no, not really. If you don't have dental, maybe just come in and charge it on a credit card. And that just like kind of made me spin out a little bit in my head. See, I guess that's the white lady difference. Is the black lady might have given me the lowdown. All right, maybe I should ask her. Uh, but so when she was about to inject my face, I was just like, and she was like, "Ooh, honey, are you okay with needles?" I was like, it's just like I don't know. I'm really bad with them, to be honest. I like am worried about throwing up right now. And yesterday she just gave me a bunch, and my like it feels like I got socked in the jaw yesterday because I don't know, it just the needle went a little deep in my chin, I think, and she just went, "Oh, she put it in your chin? What?" And that made me spin out a little bit in my head because I'm like, wait a minute, I told this lady I had a thing with needles, and she put more in than okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm spinning out a little bit and I'm being whatever. But that's besides the point. I get it done. My mouth is so much better. And I'm about to leave, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta check out." And I was like, "Oh no, I already scheduled my appointment with my follow-up appointment with the hygienist. She did it in the room for some reason." They're like, "Oh no, you still gotta check out." And I'm like, "Huh?" And so I sit down, and she's like, "Okay, so your insurance covered about 80%, and you owe about $370." I was like, "Wait, what?" I came in for a cleaning, which was covered by insurance, and then you guys told me I had to come back for a deep cleaning. And she was like, "Yeah, but your insurance doesn't. It covers 2 cleanings a year, but it doesn't cover deep cleaning. It's like a different code for insurance." And I'm like, "Oh, but why didn't anybody tell me that before I like I don't have $372. I don't I wouldn't have agreed if I knew it cost money." And she was just like yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Deep cleanings, they just cost money. Do you not have the money to pay it? I was like, "No, and I pulled up my bank account on my phone, and I was just like, I have $212. I have 212. That's how much money I have total. Carter Doherty has $212." And she was just like, so what would you like to do? And I was like, what can I do? And she was like, I can like wait until a later day to charge your card if you can get enough on like Thursday or something. I was like, okay. And I started to, I just was like, okay, I started to get a little like, I just don't understand like why you wouldn't tell somebody that something's going to cost money before they do it, because I would have never agreed to this if I get that I'm going to have to pay and all I can do is complain now, but this is really kind of ridiculous that you guys didn't tell me it was going to cost money. I don't want to be mad at you. It's not your fault. It's just this is really a bummer for me because I had a boot on my car and I had to pay, I have to pay $500 for that now, and I got 2 tickets since then. And I started to tear up a little bit, and I just was like and she was like, "Do you have a card we can run?" She was nicer than that, but this is just how I feel it was in my head. I'm making it up a little bit. She was actually really nice. And I gave her my card to run, and I left, and I just was like, fuck, man, fuck. And I rode down the elevator, walked past a homeless guy that was the stinkiest man I've ever smelled in my life, and I was crying about spending $370 when I only have $212. And I just then I saw the homeless guy, and it's rare that I see homeless guys that from 7 feet away. You could smell him, and it really bummed me out because he was like probably in his 20s, and he was a young black guy, just like looked like not like I'm like, how do you get that stinky that young? It really bummed me out. I was like, he might have shit himself. But so he was at the bottom of the dentist's office, and I just like walk over to my car, and I'd paid for parking. I had paid for parking the last 3 days, which cost me like $50 in total. And I get to my car, and then there's another fucking ticket for expired tags. And I just get in my car and I just start screaming, "Fuck this city! Fuck!" And just freaking out. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Yeah, and I was really like, it just felt like the world wanted to bring. Like, I got the deep cleanings. I know I guess I should have been smart enough to know that that's not free. I don't know. But might be. And I walking around, and eventually I call my one buddy, and we talk for a while. It was a good convo. That's not important to this story. But I did some things that made me calm down, and I solved each issue. I figured, like, the new tickets that I'm getting. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna, next time I go back home to Ohio, I'm gonna register my car in Ohio, get rid of that license plate. Hopefully, forget them tickets. And then the freaking dentist. I called my mommy, and she was like, "I have an HSA card. It's pre-tax dollars. You can just charge it $200 this month, $170 a month next month, and pay me back." And I'm like, and she's like, "It'll be way cheaper than paying it regular." I'm like, "All right, bet." Things are getting solved. I'm like, money's getting tight, but you know what? You have enough to get through. I'm going to New York next month, and you have enough to get through that. You're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna enjoy these last few weeks of traveling. Just really work on stand up. It's grind time. It's have a good time. But this is the last bit of life that you're gonna have all this free time that you used to have, because you're gonna have to settle down and get a job. And that's gonna take it's gonna be a little bit different of a life. But everything's gonna be solved, man. Everything's gonna be a-okay. And that comforted me. I figure I talked it out in my head, and I was like, and you know what? I have, like, my OnlyFans contract is ending, and I get a little bit of money from that. And I do have some road stuff right before I leave for New York, that's gonna get me some money. And it made me chill out a little bit. And also, just how great this city has been in terms of the community aspect of it for me. I'm like, all right, things are good, okay? But yeah, life's tough. And I got a call the other day from one of my good buddies, former guest of the pod, behind the camera man from time to time, Matthew Mitchell, good buddy, old pal, and he called me, and he was like, "Hey buddy, hey pal, I just got done with my 10-day retreat." He went on a 10-day silent meditation retreat, no phone or nothing, and actually, a year ago when I started this pod, I read a book about this guy. Actually, not the Sam Harris that's like really famous, but his name's Sam Harris, I think, or he just has the same last name, Harris. I don't know, but it's called 10% Happier, and it's about him like going through this, just picking up meditation and implementing the practice into his life. And the end of the book is him going on this 10-day meditation retreat, and how that fully transformed his his like ability to tap into mindfulness and all that stuff. And my buddy Matthew Mitchell was going on the same exact retreat, which I had also heard some of my mom's friends have gone and told her about it, and just seems pretty interesting. But to have a personal friend go, I was like, and he, I mean, couldn't be more through the roof with the results of how he's feeling now. And I know when I was meditating a lot and implementing a practice into my life, it's compounding. It improves your whole life. I want a little bit of a kickstart into being able to do that again. And when he called me, he was like, if there's anybody I know that's got to go on this 10-day retreat, it's you. And I was like, all right. I think the universe has given enough signs. The universe has just hit me with a lot of signs. After the Ian episode, he invited me to go to AA with him, and I went. And, it wasn't like a revolutionary thing to go, but it just was like, I think that's just another universal sign of just, you got to keep hustling, man. You can't give up. I to be honest, I've just kind of been on like I don't know, I've been on this like progression kick for so long, and I've hit such a plateau over these last few months that I've almost like kind of like what's it called when you start at regressed? I feel like I've regressed. Oh, opposite of progression. I'm an idiot. I feel like I've started to regress a lot of my habits. I'm not journaling. I don't know if a lot of you guys are constant listeners of the pod, but if you are, maybe you've noticed that I don't seem as fucking nose to the grindstone as I once was, and I'm trying to bounce back a little bit, re-implement some of those qualities, and so it inspired me, and I applied to one of these 10-day meditation retreats because I was like, you know what, this is the last gap of time that you have of all this free time. You're gonna get a job. I had to cancel a few gigs, but the other thing about it is it's completely free. It operates fully off of donations from members that have completed the course. So I applied to one and I got in, and I'm gonna go on September 17th and come back the 28th, and hopefully, I mean, obviously it's not gonna fucking fix me. Nothing fixes anybody. There's no one-step solution. But I hope it's like a jolt, because I keep having these little like pushes that make me seem to fall harder. Like it just feels like the wave is going down, and I want the wave. I want like a big wave up, just so that like I don't know, hit that momentum. And I think that this might be what it is, because I can't even begin to describe. The depression has been really bad. I've talked about it before, my obsession with McDonald's, but I can't even. I think since I've quit booze, I try to find ways to punish myself, and now this is insane, but I think I've like developed almost like an eating disorder. And I've always kind of had this with weed, especially, is the munchies. I really binge down on food. I've described it on the pod before. But I've gained 13 pounds in the last week, which you might be like, he's exaggerating. But like I stood on the scale and I weighed 157 pounds, and then a week later I weighed 170. And in that week, I went to McDonald's, I think, 5 times in 5 days. And the first day I got 4 Big Macs and a Big Mac, or no, sorry, 4 double cheeseburgers, a Big Mac, and a large iced coffee. And then the next day I got a large burrito from Burrito House in Lakeview. It's delicious. And then later that night I went and got 4 double cheeseburgers and a large iced coffee from McDonald's. And then the next day, I was like, okay, I don't want to get groceries. So I went across the street to Domino's and I got 2 medium pizzas and a dozen garlic parm bites. And I ate those in one sitting. And then later that day, after all my shows, which I felt so sickly for my shows, I felt sick. I mean, I was gonna vomit, and like I was like my head was buzzing, and I was acting like weird. I felt weird. My stand-up sets went a little weird. And then after my shows, I stopped by McDonald's again, and I got 3 snack wraps and a large iced coffee. And since then, I've been to McDonald's twice, but I feel like it's all starting to eat a little bit better, and I'm starting to exercise more. And I think I'm pulling. It's just it was like an insane depression, and it was linked to the money stuff. But the other day was one of my good buddy, former guest of the pod, Max Sorich. He'll probably be a regular on this pod. It was his birthday, and it was like one of the first social things I've had in a little bit, and we decided to go hiking. Or he decided to go hiking, like, and he invited some of his friends, and he drove and he picked us up. This blows my mind. It's his birthday, and he invites us to go hiking with him at a place that's like 2 hours away, and he picks us all up, and then in the morning texts us asking our coffee orders. And it's like, it's your birthday, man. We should all drive to your place and bring you coffee. What do you mean? But that's what he does. He's the fucking one of the sweetest guys in the world. And we had a great day hiking. And I remember I got a call my dentist to change my card. And I'm already kind of having like a better look on life of just like, you got good stuff going on, man. Quit being so depressed. And I call the dentist after we're done hiking, good day, and we just ate a good meal. And the receptionist picks up, and I go, excuse me, I would like to change my card number for the charge that's about to happen today under Carter Doherty. And they're like, oh, actually, we cleared that up for you. That was I explained to my manager what happened, that you were charged without being notified ahead of time that it was going to cost money, and we did a professional discount on that. And I just was like, don't you forget about me. I just was like, that's fucking and just, I mean, come on, that's the start of the momentum, huh? That's the start of the momentum. Life's going good. So that I mean, I teared up a little. I just was like, thank you. No, what? And then I was like, and you got the license plate thing solution to the tickets. Rack me up with Ticket Chicago. Fucking see what happens. Try to get your money from me. It ain't happening, okay? The kid is looking up, and I'm going to keep saying the kid in third person about myself. Man. So that was freaking killer. And there was something else I wanted to get to in this. I mean, I've been going for 33 minutes, and I've said a lot. I think I've talked quite a bit. Normally I go like talk slower, but this is kind of more how I talk when I'm talking to somebody. And I had everything. I'm shocked that I was able to go so seamlessly with this one. I had something else I wanted to talk that was like looking up for me. I don't know, the meditation retreat. I'm gonna get like. As soon as I leave Chicago, I'm going for a road weekend, and then I'm done with the road weekend. I'm going to drive back up into Wisconsin in Eau Claire and do the meditation retreat there for 10 days. And then 5 days later, I leave I leave from Wisconsin. I'm going to drive home to Akron, Ohio, and then I got a road weekend in Pittsburgh, a Sunday show in Cleveland, and then I go to freaking New York City for a dang month. And then after New York City, I try to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to Chicago. I'm going to rent a place here and get a job and work and do stand up and see my friends and enjoy life. Oh, man. I'm excited. I think the kid is back. I don't know. I don't want to call it too early. Knock on wood. I think the kid is back. Oh my God. Hey, I mean, I don't mean to get emotional on the camera, but I just said the kid is back, and a little light switch went off in my head. I'm like, I can't even explain the couple of month depression that I mean, not even couple of month. It's just such high ups and downs sometimes for me. But right now, I'm like, oh, the tides have changed, and the kid is back. So I'm freaking pumped. I'm excited for this pod. Um, I'm excited for my stand up. I'm excited for my life. Oh my God, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I think you know what? This was funny. I told some funny stories on here. I might even post a clip. I might post the Dr. Hot Cock thing or something from the end. I don't know. All right, guys. This has been I Don't Want to Be a Piece of Shit. I've been Carter Doherty. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate everybody that's been listening and commenting. And this is kind of one of my favorite things I do right now. And it's a podcast that gets a couple hundred listeners on YouTube, or even sometimes 40. And it's cool that even when I do it and it gets 40 views on YouTube, I go, that was still fun to do. I'm glad I did it. But guys, thank you so much. I've been Carter Doherty. Peace.